is In the Know for Wednesday, August 24, the 236th day of 22. There are 129 days left in the year. Good morning, MD, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station, 103.9 The Moose. Live online at K105.com via the Apple, Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast. On Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We'll have a thing called day number 12, actually day number 13 of Where's Quacky. We'll tell you who won on day number 12, be your chance to win. We'll also have another chance for you to win as we gather around the water cooler question and prove who's the smartest. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair. Beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Where do you stand on the Triscuit? Like Triscuit crackers in a box, where do you stand on those?
I
Yes,
like
no?
them well enough, but
Okay.
you know how I don't like the hard, they hurt the roof of my mouth.
Gotcha. Yeah, they can tear some stuff up. Yeah. So, do you like the flavored ones? You know, when they have like
Yeah.
seasoning on them. So, have you ever wondered how the Triscuits got their name?
No, I've never. wondered
Triscuit
that.
is short for electricity biscuit, which I think is kind of cool and funny. The first ones were proudly produced with hydroelectric power. So the biscuits were produced using hydroelectricity, so they called it a Triscuit. Is that okay?
Well, I guess it has to
It
be.
might as well be.
Yeah.
A Tiscuit, a Tasket. He is the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Glasgow. He's Sam, not Glasgow, Glasgow. He's Sam Gormley and the Sparks. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm excited. You and I are both, classically trained Burgermeisters.
Yeah.
You know how to make a good burger? I've made burgers.
I was the grill guy.
I know. We're right there. I mean, I think it's made us into the men that we are, being able to know how to work a grill
Battle
and
wounds.
make a good burger. Exactly right. Well, I want you to know, I'm giving you a head start. Tomorrow is National Burger Day.
Okay.
So how do we celebrate? Two old Burgermeisters like us, how do we celebrate National Burger Day?
I was even in the store the other day looking at one of those Blackstones.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because that's more my style.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
the griddle style, yeah.
That's what I was used to. And I thought that they were really, really, really expensive. And I saw that there was a small one, and it really wasn't that bad. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, there's not much to them either. There's
If only I had a spot for it.
metal and propane. Oh, you probably got a spot. Just park your car further out in the street, and then you can just put it in your driveway.
then
It'll be okay.
Somebody will come whipping off
do you have a strong opinion on the perfect doneness of a burger?
medium well?
Medium well. You like yours medium well. I'll just take mine medium. Just straight up medium. Now, it better be good.
I mean,
it
you got
better be good ground beef.
You got the old trick that we were taught with on your thumb on how you can tell is it's like if you touch the bottom of it, there's rare,
Yeah.
medium rare, medium, and then up when you hit the bone, that's well done. So if you touch the burger, that's how you know.
All right. 15% of adults like the cheese underneath the patty, not on top. 85% of us are normal then. You want that cheese to drape over. You want it to drape over the patty.
Well, see, we were lucky at the restaurant. We had the cap on it. So you did that, squirted a little water in there so it all the way melted down.
Yeah, okay, good. Now, my burger restaurant was a restaurant that also did other things. You know, they did.
I mean, we did other things too.
Well, they ranged, potato wedges and things like that. But we were more.
You were fast food, right?
Yeah, we were more of a discount food. You're more of a full service, more.
Oh, yeah.
Give you good
I
quality.
mean, we even
for
had
your-
like fish and chips on the menu and everything.
Goodness gracious! Well, we had fish and we had fries. Of course, those
we
are
had
chips. But
Plenty of fries.
increased heat and humidity on the way after a nice break from the humidity yesterday. The humidity will return as we get toward the end of the week. And we'll see some isolated rain chances to end the week. We're going to see a high near 90 tomorrow and through the weekend. And we'll see sunny today, a high of 88. Clear tonight, low of 67. Mostly sunny and 90 for tomorrow. Looking ahead, maybe Monday, Tuesday is the greatest chance of rain for early next week. And then we'll kind of zero in on what it looks like leading into your
Of course,
Labor
Tuesday
Day.
will be, because that's when we're outside again on the pitch.
Labor
of course
Day
it'll
weekend.
rain.
You got Cougar soccer next Tuesday?
I was like, of course it'll start raining that day.
President Biden today is set to announce his long-delayed move to forgive up to $10,000 in federal student loans for many Americans and extend a pause on payments to January, according to some people familiar with the plan. It felt like it was only a matter of time before this happened. I think they were testing the wind. To many people who have successfully paid back their student loan debts over the years, that had to come up with 100% of their repayments. Some of them, a large majority of them, don't really like the idea of others getting a pass. And then there are others, some philosophical. There are people with philosophical differences saying, well, you borrowed it, you owe it. Then on the other side, you say, well, this student loan debt, if you can consider that at some point over the last decades, became predatory to the point that we loaned people money and then we didn't really limit on what they could spend it on, and it didn't go for their education. It went for whatever they decided at any particular moment was in their best interest, and now they're saddled with this debt, and it's holding some of them back in the sense of buying homes or doing other things that may help generate the economy or get them on a path to being successful byproduct producing Americans. So depending upon your ideology is how you're going to feel about this, but there's no real clear idea. The details seem to be scant on how this is going to work, but at least the idea is being considered that for those earning less than $125,000 a year, and it would be limited to a maximum of $10,000. I've not really been in the student loan game, but I know people who have student loan debt that they have to repay, and I know that it's burdensome. They're paying, when I hear about the things that they have to pay per month, the figures they have to pay per month to repay for their student loans, then I think, well, you could put that money towards something else, and you could do more with it. So, I'm not really for the forgiveness idea, but because I think that if you borrowed it, you're responsible for it. But I also know that there were entities that preyed upon students. They were like, let's just give them people who were too young to be able to make responsible decisions with this windfall of money going, wow, they're giving me $10,000 a semester or whatever. Well, I can pay this and I can do that and I can do that. It was an irresponsible decision, but it was irresponsible to give people that, money and not require that it go for student loans. So I don't know how they're going to clean this up, but it's going to be popular with some, going to be unpopular with others, as is the way with many things. So. Sam, I'm sure you have contemporaries that are still paying student loan.
Oh, yeah. Some contemporaries that will be paying student loan debt until they're
forever
60 years old. Just because, it's terrible.
The contractor hired to straighten the US 62 curve between Litchfield and Clarkson, which is commonly referred to as Beehive Curve, has filed for bankruptcy. We told you earlier this week that there was a question about the financial condition of the Charles DeWeese construction, and we have been able to find a July 1 filing for bankruptcy protection. The company has more than 400 unsecured creditors, and there are several projects that are on the hook, if you will, and so this thing has gone from a standstill to even messier, but that's the latest information there on US 62 and the straightening of that. I fear because of this, it's not just a matter of everybody's kind of handcuffed right now. Imagine yourself as a little bit like a landlord, and you get somebody who hasn't paid their bills and they're 90 days late on their rent, and then you go to court, and then the court buys them another 60 to 90 days before you can actually get your property back and rent it to somebody else. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, who is responsible for maintaining this federal highway, they can't even call over to a contractor they know and say, can you all come in and pull this thing out of the fire and get this thing taken care of?
Kind of using the same example you had. You don't even know when the landlord gets in there that they might be like, they they broke a door, the oven isn't working kind of thing. It's like,
Right.
and all
Or
the things
they-
that you might have to.
They hid stuff in the attic that's going to rot, and you're going to
You don't really
smell 3 months from now. Blah blah blah.
I see a lot of people making comments on that project too, saying that they don't see it's worth it, or they don't understand why they're doing it. And I would just say that from personal experience, it needs to happen.
Oh, absolutely. And,
Yeah,
and
no,
Sam,
I mean,
you're fortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I can think of particular instances in my history in this community. I know specifically of families and people involved in fatalities in that curve and in that section of roadway that would differ with anyone who says that isn't worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely 100% worth it. In fact, a lot of people will tell you it was that way for far too long.
Yeah, because I mean, if you see you can see the new road if you drive that way. You can see where it will be. I mean, it's going to be so much better. You won't have to turn. I mean, you'll be able to just pretty much keeping it straight on going.
That's right.
All the way to Clarkson.
Yeah, straightening that all the way through there, it will help you. Just have a bear to the left a little bit and bear to the right, and I mean, Sam knows from personal experience. You come through that stretch of highway, the road's a little bit wet, and all it takes is one little shift or one little hydroplane, and next thing you know, you're on the railroad tracks, right, Sam?
Yeah,
Or close.
Oh no, it was on. It was on. It,
Was it actually on the tracks?
Oh, yes.
Oops. Okay.
Oh yes.
I
Oh,
didn't
yes.
recall exactly for sure if it was on.
Oh yeah.
But so Sam lived to tell the tale.
I did.
Others not so fortunate.
10 out of 10 do not recommend.
Do not recommend.
Yeah, no.
Litchfield police are investigating multiple reports of damage to private property over the last few weeks, including severe damage to field and yards, and are asking for the public's help in curbing these incidents. So we got jack wagons among us. I mean, we knew that already, but now it's another yet affirmation of jack wagonry going on here in our community. You like that? Jack wagonry. Huh. I've taken that word to a whole new level.
You got call Judge Cabressa and let him know about that too, because I know
he'll be so proud. His rulings today will have an extra pep in his step, knowing that we've taken jack wagon to jack wagonry. Litchfield Aquatic Center is one of the areas that have been damaged around that. We were just talking last week how beautiful the ECTC Litchfield campus is, and then we got jack wagons going through that area trying to tear up stuff, and then the Grayson County High School and the Lawler campus. So they are trying to use the public's help to figure out who's causing this damage and first curb it, but two, figure out restitution and who's responsible. And I would just remind parents, they are on the hook for things that...
As I think Detective Renfro said in that article, that if your kid comes home and their truck's got a lot of mud on it, you might want to be asking some questions.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now suddenly a bunch of people have been questioned because have you seen the mud on trucks?
Not on yours.
No, generally.
You usually
not
keep
mine.
it pretty clean.
Governor Beshear announced yesterday that he's calling the Republican-led legislature into a special session to take up a relief package for flood-ravaged eastern Kentucky. The special session begins today. It's expected to last 3 days. Lawmakers and Beshear's administration have been discussing assistance options ever since floodwaters engulfed parts of the state's Appalachian region late last month. Both the House and Senate are scheduled to convene at 2 p.m. Central Time today. So I would imagine KET and our friends there will probably have some coverage of that if you want to follow along with exactly. Doesn't really impact us directly here, but anytime your legislature does things or helps our brethren around the state, it's worth paying attention to. Did see a story this morning. It kind of confirms some of what I've been saying over the last few weeks. It's a story Bruce Schreiner with the Associated Press did, talking directly with some evacuees and some victims of the eastern Kentucky flooding. One of them is Ivoline Smith. She says in her story, she said that she woke up when her dog licked her hand and there were rising waters in her house. Like already the water was up and the dog came and woke her up.
Wow.
There's a Cynthia, and she's talking about if she stays put, she's got to rebuild her home, but she's got to rebuild it higher than it was before. I mean, this is a once in it's a historical flood. I would be surprised if this happens again in that area, but it clearly can happen. So when they'll have to rebuild differently so that maybe they're protected the next time the water rises. But she's faced with that decision. She said if she stays, but then there's another lady named Cynthia Greenhouse has already made up her mind. She and her husband are hoping to leave for Florida. So they're saying now out of rising floodwaters into the eyes of hurricanes, you relocate to Florida, it's not like it's free from its own weather problems, but it confirms what I've been saying the last few weeks is these people is that once the structure that they were raised and living in is no more, once it's a blank piece of property or land, they're faced with the decision, stay or go. Mm-hmm. And I've given you 2 examples, and there's one stay and there's one go. So if you follow those numbers, if they're accurate, you're saying about half the people impacted could choose and no longer live in that area. Rather than start again, they're going to start again somewhere else.
I liked the video that Coach Cal posted yesterday that he was down there of. It was a man and his wife, and they had only a few minutes to save what they wanted to save, and he saved all his UK stuff. All his UK, yeah. And Jack Givens was down there too. And one of the things that he had was from one of the teams that Jack Givens was on, and it was a framed picture of all of them with Joe B in the middle. And Jack Givens, said, "Well, we need to get a marker so I can sign that." And you could just see in the guy's face that it was like, this is the coolest thing in the world. And Coach Cal was there, and it just shows like how it was a really cool thing, and you could tell that interaction of just Jack Givens and Coach Cal saying, "You got a marker?"
And that guy could have never imagined in his wildest dreams that those circumstances would take place that would lead Jack Givens to sign his picture.
Exactly.
He could have maybe dreamed that maybe I'll go to Lexington someday and maybe I'll run into Jack Givens and maybe this and maybe that. But
are you going to have the picture with you at that time? Because this picture was
exactly.
This picture was not one that you could. I mean, it was a large size, and it was a really cool video.
Right. Did I see Kyra Elsie in the region too yesterday?
She was there. The UK golf coach and maybe tennis coach. There was a group of coaches that went down.
Listen,
Mark Stoops wasn't there though with Cal.
I've talked about it, and we've had some fun. They traveled in different cars. Talked about it and had some fun about inviting some of the people from that region. If they're leaving that region, don't send them to Florida, right? Let's let Kentuckians know there are other places in Kentucky that they would be welcomed, because some of that is selfish in saying that is because when I look at where we live, until we have more people relocate into our area that want to be hard workers and good citizens and productive, and until we have more of those people, our community is stagnant. Because the employers we do have are begging for people to fill the jobs they have. And so you have people, well, we want more. We want more restaurants, or we want bigger paying jobs, or we want this, or we want that. Until you have the people in your community to fill those roles, leadership roles, charitable roles, professional roles, until we have that, we're not going anywhere. So there are opportunities when calamity befalls people like that. They need to know, hey, if you're looking to start somewhere new and you want an area where you can do it, this is a place that can be done. How we communicate with them, I don't know, but I think it's worthy of a try. Now, to the other end of the state, where calamity befell our fellow Kentuckians, a candle factory where several workers were killed during tornadoes that hit Kentucky in December, has been cited for violations of federal labor law. 7 serious offenses are alleged, carrying potential fines of $40,000. Mayfield Consumer Products has contested all 7. The alleged violations include maintenance, safeguards, operational exit routes, et cetera, et cetera. So the citations filed in June note that 6 employees were killed as a result of blunt force trauma when the building collapsed. There were 81 people who died in the December 10 storms. 6 of them were there. They also announced over the summer an expansion. So anyway, that situation is not clear at this point. So what else do you need to know about? We have talked about how the football season, The college football season generally gets underway next weekend. Labor Day weekend is the kickoff, but not if you are a fan of the Western Kentucky University Hilltoppers. Because of their trip to Hawaii Labor Day weekend, they will start the season this Saturday at home against Austin Peay.
They don't only just start the season. They're the first game of college football this year.
They're the very first game on Saturday?
Northwestern is
it's
playing
early. It's like noon,
11 o'clock. And I think Northwestern is playing somebody in Ireland at 11:30. So Western Kentucky for 30 minutes is going to be the only college
watching.
Well, it's a nationally televised game. It's
That's
on
awesome.
CBS Sports Network.
Yeah, I like
against the Fighting Governors from Austin Peay.
And finally, this segment, exactly why I want our fellow Kentuckians to rethink before they relocate to Florida. A St. Petersburg, Florida man was arrested after exposing himself at a Taco Bell late Saturday night. The St. Petersburg Police Department said 33-year-old Christopher Verstraeten crawled through the drive-through window of a Taco Bell, all while completely nude.
Oh, my.
And just laid there in the floor, just waiting for the police to come
He
get him.
just was looking to see if they had the Mexican pizza back yet.
Wow.
See, I mean, listen. It's chancy enough. You add naked man in the middle of it, and it takes it to a whole new level. This is why you don't move to Florida, friends. You stay right here among us. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Day number 13 of Where's Quacky? Right round the corner here on In the Know.
Successful small business owners know that having an ally in decoding the data of your business performance is vital. A trusted source that can interpret financial reports, advise on tax code, and assess overall performance can be the difference between sleepless nights and peace of mind. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis & Hart is your ally in making sure your business is performing at an optimum level. Call or contact today to find out how Buckles, Travis & Hart can help fine-tune your business to create peak performance. 270-259-5604. GraysonCPAs.com.
Buy one, get one for $1. Deal. It's buy one, get one for $1 at McDonald's. Get a delicious McDouble, savory 6-piece chicken McNuggets, flavorful McChicken, or tasty small fries. Buy one, get one for $1. You can get two of the same item or mix and match them. Any way you choose, you can't lose. Only at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for product of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Core-Mark is now hiring. If you are in search of a goal-oriented career, look no further. Core-Mark is here. We are ready to support you and your career goals. Core-Mark now offers competitive starting rates with incentive that allows you to earn up to $20 an hour in your first 90 days. You'll discover a culture that encourages you to grow, challenges to achieve, and embraces you as family. Show us your power and earn the money you deserve. Core-Mark now offers starting rates with incentive that allows you to earn up to $20 an hour in your first 90 days. Apply online at careers.coremark.com.
Beach Bend Park.
Fun for the whole family.
Summer may be winding down, but there's still fun to be had at Beach Bend Park. Now open weekends through September 17th with classic amusement rides for all ages. The famous Kentucky Rumbler roller coaster. Daily shows, games, mini golf, and more. Take the plunge in Splash Lagoon Water Park with wave pool, lazy river, an interactive play area, and exhilarating water slides. Purchase tickets online and save on one-day admission or have twice the fun with a 2-day play pass. Active, retired, and veteran armed forces always receive free admission with a valid, non-expired military ID and get a discount for accompanying family members. So for bigger fun and more smiles, come to Beach Bend Park, where the parking, tubes, and sunscreen are free. For hours to purchase tickets or book a birthday party, visit beachbend.com.
Beach Bend Park.
Fun for the whole family.
Beach Bend Park.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start October 17th. Call 270-259-1540 or visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Intel has announced what company officials say is the first of its kind semiconductor co-investment program for manufacturing build-outs. The Santa Clara chipmaker has partnered with Canadian asset management firm Brookfield to advance what it calls smart capital. The two companies will jointly invest $30 billion into the expansion of Intel's Ocotillo campus in Chandler, Arizona. Amazon and DirecTV have signed a deal that will air Thursday Night Football in bars and restaurants. DirecTV for Business provides content to over 300,000 bars, restaurants, casinos, and hotels. The deal starts this Thursday when the San Francisco 49ers take on the Houston Texans in Week 3 of the preseason. And iHeartMedia is joining the Metaverse. The Mass Media Corporation has ramped up its plans to expand its broadcasting, podcasts, and streaming content on its soon-to-be-launched iHeartland site on the Roblox gaming platform. The company says it'll be an entirely new world for our biggest creators and the biggest names in music to interact with their fans like never before. No word yet on a launch date. Tech Report, Mark Mayfield.
Today is Waffle Day. It is Peach Pie Day today.
Ooh, I could get behind that.
Something about that reminds me of Jasmine on Big Brother.
Judy, yeah.
You're sweeter than peach pie.
Yeah, probably.
It's Weather Complaint Day today. People like to complain about the weather. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, it rains all the
Or
time.
is that directed towards meteorologists?
Maybe. Try not to complain about meteorologists. And then it's Strange Music Day today. Strange music. The sitar makes strange music. Like if you're just talking about instruments. The sitar. Like Indian. Like.
Speaking of strange instruments, I had a quick conversation with one of the bells last week. Have you worked on the bagpipes for them, or is that still coming?
So we are negotiating the Twin Lakes Marching Classic. And so they have asked me to participate on October the 15th. And my people are in the process of sending my list of demands.
Now,
to them.
Is the bagpipe or Devil Went Down to Georgia higher on that list?
Well, I'll tell you privately during the break. I don't want to telegraph my playbook to them.
Fair enough.
I don't want to give them ample time to prepare.
I just want to have a disclaimer in here. All bagpipe practicing will not take place at our home.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
him and
Can
I think we get
Can I cross the road to the neighbor's property and?
I think we get a little small one and have you and Alea do a duet.
Okay, well then I'm leaving.
Good idea.
You're telling me that Alea wouldn't love to play the bagpipes?
She'd
would
love to play anything.
She would love to play the bagpipes.
If it makes noise, yeah.
Today is also day number 13 of Where's Quacky. We first want to say congratulations to Kelly Hudspeth. Kelly Hudspeth knew that Quacky spent day number 12. Quacky spent his day yesterday at the Grayson County Clerk's office. So right there among the old records. I mean, those books are so old, the spines, the covers of them are gone, exposing the spines. I'd like to know what year those records are from that Quacky is thumbing through and looking.
Is he looking for his ancestors?
Probably maybe looking for some deed transfers to see if Quacky actually does own Rough River Lake. Like Quacky may think he's the entitled legal heir to all of maybe even all bodies of water
That
here
touch
locally.
Grayson County. Well, we know he owns the aquatic center, right?
Sure. I mean, absolutely goes without saying. Congratulations, Kelly. You may have won $1,000 in the Ducking Hunger Regatta. We know you've won a K105 T-shirt. And here's day number 13 of Where's Quacky. This photograph is on our Facebook page. And we will need you in the comment section of this photograph on our Facebook page to tell us where Quacky is spending day number 13. If you know, you know.
This is one I actually did know.
Yeah,
I do know.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, you're probably going to be trying to copy off of everyone else. But
people are good at that.
That's always dangerous about copying. They could lead you right over a cliff. So
I feel like I should know, but
I think you probably do when given
You've
enough
driven
time.
past
You
it.
probably. Now you gave it away. People can drive past it. I mean, they might have thought before that they would have to boat by it. You know, maybe it was on Monkey Island.
Well, there's only, 687 miles of roadway in Grayson County?
Something like that. By the way, she won't really say, but I did a little crack research staff, and I'm kind of disappointed in us, collective Grayson Countyans. I'm kind of disappointed because duck sponsorship is not nearly where I'm going to need it to be. And if you haven't sponsored a duck, if you haven't reached in your purse and found $5 that will convert to 40 meals, if you haven't found just a single $5 to sponsor a duck when it's as easy, let's see the QR code, Sam. I mean, all you have to do is point your phone at this QR code on your screen if you're watching, and it will take you right to the page where you sponsor a duck for $5. We can't make it any easier, and it's lagging where I think it should be. And so if that doesn't get remedied in the next couple of days, I'm going to start singling people out.
Oh.
I'm going to start checking the rolls to see if so-and-so has sponsored a duck. And if they've not, well, they'll be lauded and chastised by me.
Well, so you know how like on Facebook, on people's birthday, they do like a you can donate to a charitable cause or whatever.
Fundraiser, yeah.
Okay, so Friday is my birthday, so I think I'm going to post that on mine, and that will be my birthday wish.
I like where you're going.
I like that.
Is for people to sponsor a duck.
I think that's really good. It can't be any easier.
I'm doing it right now.
You are doing it?
I'm filling it
Good
out.
job,
I hadn't done one yet, and I'm already almost done, and it's only been a minute.
I like it. So it's easy, and you're even working while you're doing it. So that makes it even better.
Professional.
Going to need you all to get all the ducks sponsored. One,
especially on the iPhone. The iPhone has like the fill-in feature, so it's literally just me tapping.
It's already populated. All you got to do is tap, 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 tap.
Like, look at that. Dang, done.
Come on.
Maybe.
Would it have been easy to do multiple ones? Like if you had said, I'm feeling a little bit loaded today. I want to do $10. I want 4 ducks. Would it have been easy to do that if you wanted to?
Oh yeah. See, that's what I see. Look, order confirmed. Doesn't it say that?
All right.
See, here's what I'm
it.
thinking. Like Kevin Henderson. See, he has an iPhone. I've seen him use it.
We're starting to call people out.
He needs like 8 ducks. He needs 8 ducks in the.
Well, then he's got 6 magistrates.
Sure, he does. So that's
and a sheriff, and a jailer.
Oh,
kind of what I'm thinking. Now I don't know. I haven't seen the rolls yet. There's a chance the judge already has ducks. I'm just using the judge as an example of how the calling out can start.
Shots fired.
Okay, well, I'm going to come up with something good for Friday for my birthday.
You've already done it. Excellent job.
Well, count this as an early present for you. I know it's too late.
Well, thanks, Sam. I love it.
A new smart food, Frank's Red Hot flavored popcorn, is hitting shelves. So I got to tell you, I see these bags of smart food popcorn.
The white cheddar, it's good.
Oh, I got to tell you about some flavored popcorn in a minute.
Okay, I see these bags, and I kind of look down my nose at them because I think if I don't see and hear it pop, there's something about it that is not nearly as good in the popcorn space. But I see it, and I think, that's a low-calorie snack. If you would just open that bag, it's probably better for you than chips. And now I see this, and I go, Frank's Red Hot on popcorn?
That'd be good.
I think that's something I could get on board with, because does that say 60 calories?
Yeah, and there's probably only 3/4 of a cup in the bag. But yeah, I mean, it does look good.
And that's 60 calories per cup. Yeah, so that's gotcha. I don't know how many servings are in the bag. But anyway, that would be a good snack option without going so I think I'm okay with this. Now, is your flavored popcorn talk, is that for on air or off air?
It's for on air.
Okay.
So I was in the best friend's vehicle yesterday, and we were waiting to go to dinner, and I'm pilfering through her console or whatever, and I see this bag, and it says Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Well, I'm thinking you have a little bag of cereal in your car. And so she kind of looked at me, and I was like, I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch too. And so she looks at me like I'm stupid, and she's like, it's popcorn. Did you know that they have Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn?
I know you can buy the dust.
I had no idea.
I know. It's pretty good stuff.
Cinnamon, I guess so. Kids who eat cereal are less likely to have behavioral issues than kids who eat eggs, processed meats, etc.
Huh.
So, one, don't skip breakfast, but also what you choose for breakfast seems to have some type of impact on it. There is a parent. We were really kind of late, so I can't spend a whole lot of time on it. But a parent came to the, that Am I the Butthead forum that they have online. And she began her story by explaining that her daughter, Mia, recently started a new school. When she received the school supplies list, they noticed that they needed to purchase extra supplies. She wrote that they didn't necessarily agree with buying the extra supplies, but it wasn't a hill they were willing to die on, so they bought everything on the list. But Mia is very particular on what type of stationery she likes, et cetera, et cetera. It goes on. I sat down with Mia and got her personalized binders and notebooks and pencils with her name. I got them on Etsy, and it's all part of the item, so it can't be removed and given to another kid. When Mia arrived home, she said that a note was sent from the teacher, a passive-aggressive note was sent from the teacher regarding the school supplies. The teacher tried to gather all the school supplies so the kids could choose what they wanted and request that the original poster brought in generic ones instead, which they are refusing to do so. The teacher has requested that the original poster stop by for a discussion. Of course, that warranted multiple responses from people, and largely, according to the reactions on Reddit, that the poster is being backed in that because they're talking about how, one said, I hated this as a kid. My parents would buy Crayola and I somehow would get the Dollar Tree brand. Enough parents complained, et cetera, et cetera. Then it says you bought extra as requested and then personalized for your daughter. I don't know what the teacher has a problem with. Well, the problem is that the teacher is tired of paying for all the school supplies for the kids that don't have them. But is that the other parent's fault? The teacher shouldn't have to buy the supplies. I'm 100% on that. But you also can't necessarily pass that. That's a socialism move, right? You're taking, well, these don't have, so I'm going to require you to bring them in so I can give them to them and everybody's got them. Well, this is what's leading schools to just furnish supplies. Right? You furnish meals, furnish supplies, and so it's all just part of this chaos and confusion that it's an additional school tax. Like if you ask the parents to bring in extra for the ones that don't, then you're levying a fee of some kind on someone and say, well, if you're going to mandate it, then the school should provide it. Right? You shouldn't put the burden on the teachers, and then the teachers shouldn't pass the burden that they should have the necessary supplies and then pass them on to the other parents who are just doing their part and making sure their kids have the supplies. It sounds like kind of a no-win situation for everyone involved, but I don't blame this person.
I think in a little bit, at least the way I was hearing you read it, I think in some of it seems like she's just being a little too difficult to be difficult.
So I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I am the mother that I do not mind to purchase extra school supplies and have been known to do so on a regular basis, especially when Anna was in elementary school. But I'm also not the parent who, I'm sorry, it sounds extremely snotty to me that this mother chose to personalize everything. As a mother, you are already creating a I'm better than you mentality. All of my stuff came from Etsy.
Okay.
Go buy the Crayola, go buy the regular folders, put a few extra in there, and call it a day.
I'm also from the mindset of being the son of a retired educator. And my mom, I would love to know, and I know that she has no way of keeping on how much money she spent out of pocket on kids, on school supplies, and not even just school supplies. I'm sure she could fund education. Fund a a year of college education, like we were talking earlier, on just the amount of money that she would spend on some of the kids. And I know, and knowing her and knowing probably every single teacher, they don't regret having to spend that money, but it's more just they wish they didn't have to. They shouldn't have to. But I think that, just buy the pack of Ticonderoga pencils. They're good pencils, and let's just keep things easy.
Where this parent for me crossed the line was the personalization.
Yes.
It's the putting the name on everything, and that's saying mine, 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 mine,
Yes.
mine, 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 mine.
It's creating entitlement to me.
And so that's where, but if you want to buy Crayola and you want to buy the fancy Trapper Keeper and you want to buy that, all that is fine, but marking them so that no one else can use them is...
Your binder is one thing because you're not necessarily going to be sharing a binder.
Right.
Your binder is your binder, but pencils... erasers, pens. Like, let's just.
And I think a lot of those go into one bin anyway. I know that there are a lot of elementary school teachers that there is a pencil box, there is a crayon box, and, it's not necessarily shoved in the child's individual desk.
But can't we figure out how to properly supply classrooms? Shouldn't we be able to do that? I mean, and is that why school systems, some including ours, have decided we're just buying the school supplies to eliminate this type of stuff? I mean, seems to be. I mean, it's again, we're just asking schools to do more and more and more and more. But if it keeps the peace, sometimes you have no choice, I suppose. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Today's water cooler question coming up here on In the Know.
Don't miss Sawyer Brown live in concert in Litchfield.
Now the race is on and here comes Pride in the backstretch. Heartache.
Sunday, September 4th, Sawyer Brown comes to the amphitheater at Valley Park with special guest Alex Miller.
Through it here.
Sponsored by Grayson County Tourism, Litchfield Tourism, and TNT Construction. Tickets are just $15 in advance online or $20 at the gate. Buy your tickets now from the Grayson County Tourism Facebook page.
Some girls don't like boys like me. Oh, but some girls do.
Bring your lawn chairs, rain or shine, to the amphitheater at Valley Park for special guest Alex Miller and the headliner, Sawyer Brown. Gates open at 2:30. Spend your Labor Day weekend in Litchfield with CMA Award winner Sawyer Brown.
I got to give credit where credit is due. I thank the bank for the money, thank God for you.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. From 6-week certificates to 2 or 4-year degrees, there's an option for you. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
There are moments when doors of opportunity open. Moments when barriers are broken. Moments when you're called to provide hope for someone in need. Moments when you harness something deep inside. Moments when you're drawn to a cause greater than yourself. Moments when champions are born. At the University of Kentucky, this is who we are. This is what we do.
Do you know what's below? If you're planning a digging project, you need to know what's below. To find out, visit Kentucky811.org at least 2 days before you dig. This free service will mark the underground utility lines, and you will know what's below. To prevent costly damages and for your safety, know what's below. Visit Kentucky811.org.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather.
A sunny and warm Wednesday with highs in the 80s for tomorrow. Seeing more of those 80s and plenty of sunshine. Now for Friday, keeping the warmth and the humidity around, but we'll add a few extra isolated downpours into the forecast. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrews.
The 105 Days of Summer is powered by Litchfield Exterminating here on the Twin Lakes Best Mix K105.
This music is my healing.
Did you know the flashes of colored light you see when you rub your eyes are called phosphenes? P-H-O-S-P-H-E-N-E-S. Phosphenes. You rub your eyes and you see those weird colored lights. Phosphenes are what those are called. Here's today's water cooler question. If you've not won in the last 30 days and you're 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win by texting your answer to 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000. You'll text the answer. Lumineers up for grabs. Also got some theme park tickets for you. Most of our theme parks still open weekends, and Holiday World's open like through Halloween weekends, so you still got some options there. You're more likely to do this on Wednesday than any other day. You're more likely to do this on Wednesday than any other day of the week. That's today's water cooler question. Text the answer to 270-259-6000. You're more likely to do this on Wednesday
Was that just in general, or did you look at one of us?
In general.
Oh.
Are you more likely to do
You're
this
more
on
likely
Wednesday?
to do this on a Wednesday? I don't know if... I'm not sure.
Do I do this at all?
Oh, yeah. I've done this maybe once in my memory. One specific instance I can remember.
I can tell it's not the second one that I just put a wrote down. 'Cause that's the one I wrote down. I was like, well, that's not true.
Sam, are you...
Yeah, we both...
Sam, are you on board with Hard Knocks this season?
I haven't watched an episode.
You haven't watched it yet?
No.
Lions coach Dan Campbell says, "The dumber you think I am, the better off we are." He is well aware that some people think he's not very intelligent, and he's more than okay with that.
He's funny. I mean, he says some...
He is funny.
I mean, just... If you're bored, go watch his opening press conference about what he thinks he would do for a Super Bowl.
He's about what you would expect, like a football coach to be.
He's
like,
the football coach in movies.
Yes, that's right. He's exactly the football coach in movies. He said, if you're an opponent, the dumber you think I am, the better off we are. Means they'll get underestimated. And he's got some characters. What, Antoine Randall L. is on that staff.
Oh, is he?
And then, yeah, some of his assistants are just as colorful and have lots of character as
I'm going to keep
is.
my mouth quiet on him.
Yeah, I figured you probably would.
I mean, from Indiana to Pittsburgh, does it get...
No,
that's
it's
a rough one, too.
2 strikes. The count's 0-2.
I got nothing
on
against
Antoine
Detroit,
Randall L. The Emmys host Kenan Thompson says the odds are probably high that his SNL characters will show up at the Emmy ceremony. If DeAndre Cole is not there, then it is not considered a legitimate television show. For him to do What's Up With That, and he'll have to have Jason Sudeikis come out in that tracksuit and do that dance, and you hit the music start. Ooh wee! DeAndre Cole has got to be on the Emmys, or I will.
So, are you actually going to watch the Emmys?
No, I'll watch this section. Okay. I'll wait for the next day and see this clip. The rest of my shows will be done under protest if DeAndre Cole is not on the Emmys. Ooh wee! What's up with that? What's up with that? My apologies, Miss Buckles, but The House of the Dragon is HBO's biggest new series premiere ever.
Oh, I'm aware.
Well, you said you were tired of hearing about it, but unfortunately I have to mention that it's off to a flying start. It's set 200 years before Daenerys Targaryen's quest for the Iron Throne, scored nearly 10 million viewers in its Sunday night debut, including our eldest daughter and son-in-law, because when I talked to her yesterday, she said, "Did you watch House of the Dragon?" And I said, "I did not. In fact, I am forbidden from even mentioning it within the walls of our home." Because
listen, I can't even go look for Milo and Otis without running into this nonsense.
Oh, well, yeah, I can see that. And Milo and Otis is far away from House of the Dragon. Avatar is coming back to theaters in advance of its anniversary release. The thing I kind of think is neat about Avatar is that it spawned a word. You know, the thing we use online of ourselves, our avatar, is a result of the movie Avatar. I like the area at Disney, but I'm not all crazy about it.
It's Avatar. A good movie.
I like the movie better after we went
I haven't seen
to
it
Disney.
in forever.
When you fly
it's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's a very great experience, but it's just I don't understand why the world is so crazy about Avatar. And then Jennifer Lopez has released some photos. She had 3 different wedding dresses that were fashioned by Ralph Lauren, and she has shared some of the photographs of that. So, but I see that and makes me wonder, is there any bedazzling? Was there any bedazzling on that wedding dress? And should we put up another famously bedazzled wedding dress next to it to see how they compare?
Yes, I think we should. Yes.
I think we should, without a doubt. So let's have a committee look into that. Got to get to a break. We'll come back, see if we have a winner in our water cooler question. Plus, we'll have the point to ponder, pearl of wisdom, and more here on In the Know.
What does a hero look like to you? Would you recognize one just by looking? In comic books, heroes always wear a mask or a cape. In the real world, they might carry a badge and be trained to save lives. But others, like Darren Barton, aren't so easy to spot. Darren was standing on a highway overpass in Denver, Colorado, when a semi-trailer, barreling out of control, plowed into stalled traffic. The crash ignited diesel fuel and it exploded into an inferno that consumed 20 vehicles and melted the road. 4 people were killed and many more injured. Others would have been killed, except Darren Barton rushed into the chaos and rescued 4 people before flames destroyed their cars. From that description, you might think Darren was a policeman or a firefighter, but in fact, just before the crash happened, he was standing at a nearby intersection holding a sign asking drivers for help. Darren Barton, the hero, was a homeless man, panhandling for money. Now, I wonder what kind of assumptions people had about Darren when they saw him standing there. My guess is very few of us would have seen a hero behind the cardboard sign. I know I wouldn't. We think a mere glance is all we need to figure somebody out. But there's more to a book than its cover. To see a person's true worth, you have to look beyond the car they drive, the clothes they wear, and maybe even the cardboard sign they're holding. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medi-Share right now. Medi-Share is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medi-Share can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medi-Share is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 29 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second. And if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 877-64-BIBLE. That's 877-64-BIBLE. 877-64-BIBLE.
Your health is important to you, so when you find yourself face to face with sickness, your main concern is simply how to feel better. Well, rest assured, your feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. It begins the moment you walk through our doors, where you're greeted by our friendly, knowledgeable staff, and continues on with special services like free delivery. So whether your goal is to maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember,
Your feel better starts here
at Midway Pharmacy.
Do you know what's below? If you're planning a digging project, you need to know what's below. To find out, visit Kentucky811.org at least 2 days before you dig. This free service will mark the underground utility lines, and you will know what's below. To prevent costly damages and for your safety, know what's below. Visit Kentucky811.org.
'Cause I'm a traveler. Oh, I'm a traveler.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. What's your all-time favorite line from a movie?
Oh, gosh.
I can't even come up with one.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner. I know that's a popular one.
That's
I have
what she
so
said.
many.
This house is a prison. I have to say it that way. Because that's the Safer Radio version.
What movie is that from?
Step Brothers. This house is a prison on the planet.
Is good.
Uh-huh.
Prestige Worldwide is a good line. I mean, I like insider lines that not some of the obvious ones, but I will tell you that at the end of the day, is one that I recall coming up that comes to my mind probably at times when it's most important is Red's line, Morgan Freeman's line in Shawshank Redemption, get busy living or get busy dying.
Mm-hmm.
There's just, over the last 25 years, that line, and because I can come up with plenty of funny lines, but there's just something about the premise that line plays in that movie, get busy living or get busy living or get busy dying.
Here's one for you all. There's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball.
If you're wanting a
That's good
deep one, you got Rafiki from The Lion King. Yes, the past may hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from it.
Ooh,
I love-
good job, Sam.
Okay, everything the light touches in the line.
Okay, all right. We've got to move on now.
But the other day I said something like, well, it's box of chocolates. You just,
Mm-hmm.
So you even use lines, but negative Ghost Rider, the pattern is full,
Yeah.
is one of my, you have to know.
Well, and there's
that.
not been a watermelon that comes through our house that he doesn't say, I carried a watermelon.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Without a doubt. I don't miss an opportunity to use the watermelon line. I carried watermelon. There's so many good movie lines.
What's the answer?
Could you just live life? Wouldn't it be great to live life, though, in movie lines? Just because I say every moment of my life has a soundtrack. Like there's a perfect song or lyric that matches everything that happens. What if I just did that with movie lines? Movie lines and lyrics. That's all I'm going to speak from this moment forward.
Good luck doing a show that way.
40. I could probably do it. 40. I mean, it wouldn't be a good show. 4109 new snooze button.
Hey.
You're more likely to press the snooze button on Wednesday than any other day.
It's about the same every day.
You
said you've only hit the snooze button once.
That in my memory. I'm sure I've done it long ago, but now you got to remember
He has to get up.
I mastered the art.
Oh,
My
you have to
alarm
get
is
up.
on the other side of the room,
Okay,
so I can
that's smart.
avoid the snooze. Like I can see where the snooze button would be a detriment to my life were it accessible. But I will tell you, the last time I used it was I bought myself 7 more minutes when I was in Louisville for the last KBA board meeting, when I have to use my phone as my alarm. Well, when it's right there, I go, oh, snooze. So see, that's exactly why the alarm clock is on the other side of the room.
The iPhone, you don't even need to look up. You just can hit the buttons on the side.
I know, right? You just yeah.
To snooze it.
I mean, when it comes up on my screen, it has a button that says snooze.
Well, yeah, but you don't even have to look at
to.
it. You can just squeeze it on the side and press the buttons, and then it'll...
I think I can find it. All right, on television tonight.
Because the downside to that is you have the issue of turning it off.
That's true, too, yeah.
Yes.
This is why it just can't... America's Got Talent is on NBC. On HBO, something called Katrina Babies, an intimate look at the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina and its impact on the youth of New Orleans. On TLC, it's a series premiere called Bad Hair Day. So all the people who have weird hair things in their lives, they kind of follow them around. On TLC, season 2 premiere of Farmhouse Fixer, and on ID, the season 4 premiere of In Pursuit with John Walsh. Hope you all enjoy that.
Yeah.
Let's go to today's highlight in history. This date in AD 79, long dormant Mount Vesuvius erupted, burying the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum in volcanic ash. An estimated 20,000 people died. Bart Giamatti banned Pete Rose from baseball this date in 1989. Sorry, Sam.
I mean, Pete did it to himself.
Birthdays today. Joe Regalbuto is 73. Mike Huckabee is 67. Steve Guttenberg is 64. Cal Ripken Jr. is 62. Craig Kilborn is 60. Major Garrett is 60. Marley Matlin is 57. Dave Chappelle is 49 today.
Wow.
Alex O'Loughlin, who played the lead role on Hawaii Five-0, is 46 today, the reboot of Hawaii Five-0. And Rupert Grint is 34 today.
Ron
My
Weasley.
daddy.
Oh,
My daddy's birthday is
Father-in-law
today.
Celebrating a birthday today. Shout out to the most famous person in Wendyville.
I know, right?
He's probably getting some chocolate chip cookies or something.
I would think so.
This is the Gaylords and the Little Shoemaker.
I was going to say, this one's good. I heard Dennis was up and walking. I'm sure this is the song that he was moving his legs to. Because this has got kind of a good little movement to it. Like right there?
That little click, it
The little
reminds
click.
me, I feel like I should be at Disney somewhere.
It's exactly right. It sounds like something. Well, by the way, this is from an album called The Gaylords 13 All-Time Greatest Hits. So you got My Little Boy, Isle of Capri, No More Pasta Mama, Toot Toot Root, Don't Mess With My Toot Toot is one of their songs. Italian Province's Medley, and From the Vine Came, and 12 Days of Christmas, in addition to The Little Shoemaker.
That's probably not like a bad, background kid friendly,
Were you really surprised the other day when I stumbled into that album on how to teach kids dances?
Why would I be surprised?
No, but it just seemed like you went like, oh, this is a very helpful tool.
Well, yeah, but I'm not surprised that you found it.
Yeah, well, I kind of found it by accident, but...
I mean, after you're done with 90s rap, are you going to introduce Leia to the Gaylords?
Oh, we've already been working on salsa.
Yeah, there's salsa dancing.
Salsa. We're doing salsa.
Yeah,
Hello,
it's-
Mutta.
it's good.
Hello, Fada. Alan Sherman, number 1 in 63.
If it stops raining, I
Hips and shoulders. Hips and shoulders in salsa. Boom, boom,
funny.
boom, 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 ba-do-do-do-do.
It is funny to watch.
Got to teach them all various kinds
Yeah.
of things, Sam. You can't
All
just
right.
be the 3 R's. 1972. The Looking Glass was number one with Brandy. I never connected until the other day, and someone pointed it out to me. It was that Super 70s account I follow on Twitter, that this song is about sailing.
Pass the time away and talk about
This is Brandy. Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. But my love, the love of my lady is the sea. So he's going off to sea for the rest of his life. I was like, I never put that together.
It's amazing how many songs are like that.
I've just hung up back over here at Foghorn Leghorn. I always have been. I'll say, Brandy. Kenny Rogers, I Don't Need You, the number one in 81.
Yes, we both want it, don't we?
Another good Twitter account I follow.
I was going to say, about the 5 seconds of that was enough.
Shenandoah, number one in 90. Next to you, next to me. Marty Rowe. Was Marty Rowe the lead singer of Shenandoah?
You're asking the wrong person.
When you look over this side, neither of us.
So that's a very memorable song. This is a very memorable song.
Now, this one I know.
1999 Smash Mouth number one.
It's also in
All-Star. That's right. 08, Chris Brown, Forever. That's when, all the dance flash mobs or the organized dances. I remember Jim and Pam's wedding is the one I remember forever the most.
Yes, you're right.
When they get carried down the aisle and all that. And then Despacito, Louis Fonsi, number one in 2017. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, whatever you're meant to do, do it now. The conditions will always seem impossible. Whatever you're meant to do it now. The conditions will always seem impossible. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes, it's on